What's going on, Pats Nation? Welcome to another edition of the Ken's Pats Talk Patriots podcast. I'm here with my boy Stats, man. He was another day in the office. Hey, you was at the camp again today, man. What happened?
Yeah, so another light day today, a little bit more high intensity, but now that we're 2 days in, there's a lot more things that we can start, pointing out because, it's not just day one. Now we're 2 days in, that's a big difference. So, guys are starting to get acclimated. The rookies are starting to look more comfortable. And the first thing I want to get into is a prediction you had last night to me was you told me that it was going to be Javon Baker's day, and you were very right about that prediction. Javon Baker looked awesome today. He was so much more involved in the offense. On day one, it seemed like they were kind of easing him back in because of that thumb injury. But today, Javon Baker caught at least 4 or 5 passes in 7-on-7s and 11-on-11s. He looked like he was connecting well with his quarterbacks. Like I said yesterday, he breaks off his routes super well. His footwork's unbelievable. And he just brings great energy. He looked unbelievable today. He looked so much more comfortable. And let's hope he can keep up that consistency there.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Remember, when we doing our show around this time yesterday, I said, watch out for Javon Baker today. I think Jalen Pogue and Jalen Reagor had the plays of the first day of camp. They had the highlight plays. I think Jaheim Bell had a pretty good day today too. I heard a little bit about him. Tyquan Thornton, he caught a bunch of balls. DeMar Pot, though, he still is not practicing right now. I heard it was like from Phil Pierce, it's like a hand injury or something like that he's dealing with. So that's good. At least it's not a knee, ankle, hamstring, ACL, nothing like that. So that's good. I think with Jalen Pope, not Jalen Pope, but Javon Baker, I think he was catching his passes. Was it from Bailey Zappi or was it from Joe Milton?
So Javon Baker was Joe Milton's favorite target today. Joe Milton actually had a solid practice today too. Yesterday, he was kind of inaccurate. Even during warm-ups, I was standing right there watching him. He's got a cannon. Some throws you watch, you're like, the ball it zips out of his hand, and then other throws, he's just super inconsistent. But today he looked super consistent. He looked a lot more comfortable, and he actually bumped Bailey Zappi already in the depth chart. Bailey Zappi's already down to QB4.
That's what I was about to say.
Which is crazy. But Javon Baker, he'll definitely work his way up. He doesn't get a ton of snaps with first team, but I think by the end of camp he'll definitely be up there because he looked like a true NFL wide receiver today.
You just mentioned about the Joe Milton and the Bailey Zappi. That's crazy how quick Joe Milton is already ahead of Bailey Zappi. Do you think that Zappi's probably on his way out? Me personally, I think by the end of preseason, I think Zappi be gone because I think Mayo said he want to just have 3 quarterbacks going into the season, which makes sense. You're not going to carry 4 guys, but then we know what Bailey Zappi, what did Belichick do last year? They put him, I think they cut him, and they bring him back. He was in the practice squad. They bring him back. So nobody warned him. So you already know that you can let him go, and nobody probably going to break just break their neck or break the door down to go sign him or whatnot. So I think you can take that risk again if you need like a veteran quarterback that knows the system to stay on the roster.
Yeah. Well, I think just, even after, like you said, it's only been 2 days, but I think that's all you really need. Just being a fan and, a creator just watching, you watch, like I said, Milton has his share of issues, but the 3 quarterbacks ahead of Bailey Zappi just have 2 extra steps above him in every category. The only thing Bailey Zappi has over the younger guys is, like you said, he knows the system, but Bailey Zappi doesn't have a lot of zip on his ball. He's not really exciting. The other 3 guys just look like they're always, bringing energy. They all get along. Zappi's kind of the odd one out, which doesn't really mean anything for football sense. But again, Bailey Zappi, arm strength, not near, any of theirs. And as your third quarterback, I've talked about this. I'd just much rather have a guy with, the much higher potential, athletic, big arm, maybe can come in and steal you a game. Let's hope that that's not the case ever, because we don't want Mayor Brissett going down. But it happens quick, man. I mean,
Yeah.
training camp's only a couple weeks, so the coaches they got to have their eyes peeled every practice, because they got to make 37 cuts before before week 1. So if they're gonna start coming like that, maybe not now, but next week, I think you're gonna see your first first pool of players maybe on their way out.
Let's get real good point there. Let's get into the real quarterback competition. Drake May and Jacoby Brissett. Drake May clearly won on day 1. What you think about day 2? Because you were there for both days, and I know you said Drake May had a pretty good day 1. Had the highlight reel play to Jalen Rager. Jacoby Brissett threw a pick on the first day. I was looking at some of the stats today. It was kind of even. I don't think there was no rain or whatnot. I think the pressure, was a lot of pressure. That offensive line didn't perform that well. They're doing a lot of mismatching on a little, just putting stuff together on the offensive line. I think Vidarian Lowe was getting right tackle snaps today, and then yesterday was it Calvin Anderson day 1.
Yep.
So maybe it's Kaden Watts. I heard Kaden Watts did slide in today to get some first team snaps on the offensive line. So I think the only thing that's certain right now on the offensive line is Chuck Okorafor as left tackle, Sidney Sow at left guard. You got David Andrews at center. Right guard is probably what Michael Winu, and then the right tackle is probably. I mean, if you had to say today, who do you think the right tackle is? I would probably say Calvin Anderson, but just watch out for Kaden Watts getting those snaps.
So offensive line was a big topic I wanted to get into, because the coaches seem like they're trying to shift things around, maybe not even playing the better player, just seeing what works. Day 1, they looked a lot more fluent. Day 2 today with Vidarian Lowe at right tackle, they didn't look as well. Jacoby Brissett rolled out for a nice throw to KJ Osborne, but he would have been sacked in a real game. And Matthew Judon also broke through the line on another play and also would have had a sack. Like I said, the problems have been more on the right side, because you got, the mix with we haven't really had a starting, like, a guy consistently playing a right tackle yet. And then Antonio Mafi, he's had a pretty rough start to camp too. He had a false start today. I believe the Judon sack was on him. The right side of the line hasn't looked great. I don't even think Antonio Mafi has a chance of making the team. I loved him last year. He just wasn't. When I looked at his stats at the end of the year, it was bizarre how bad they were. But Chuck Okorafor he's looked solid, and he's a big dude. I think he can be a decent replacement for Trent Brown, but we got to figure out that right tackle position. And if I had to bet who was going to start there, I'm going to go with Caden Wallace, man. I think you just start the young guy there, because even if you want to start the veteran like Vidarian Lowe, he has not looked good at all. Calvin Anderson, I love the guy. He's a great story. I think he's next up for me, but Caden Wallace just gives you the higher ceiling. I don't even think Vidarian Lowe, he might not even make this roster, to be honest with you. His footwork's not well. He's not great when off the snap. But it's interesting.
And he was a mess last year when he played those few games. I think it was Miami. I think it was the Jets. He was a freak. He was a hot mess. It was awful,
terrible. But we'll see. I mean, you're going to see some days where even some of the, cornerstone guys you think are going to start are not going to start on the first team, just because they're going to try to mix things up. Because we got, like you said, we got 3 or 4 guys that seem like to be locks, and then after that, it's kind of just up in the air from there. So we'll see. I'd like to see Layden Robinson get a lot of some snaps in too. I do like our guard position depth right now. I like Sidney Sow and I like Micah Wenu. I think those are very solid guard staff. And then Okorafor, like I said, he's been good. Andrews is Andrews, just kind of that right tackle position, which is a good sign, but also not a good sign, because people were worrying about our left tackle, which kind of seems to be filled in right now with Okorafor. But it's the right tackle that people are worried about when Wenu moved back into guard.
What's going on, Jamar? Jamar, I knew Javon would pop. Hopefully he keeps the consistency up. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Jamar, the ball jumps out of Milton's hand. I seen a report earlier that Milton threw the ball so hard it almost knocked somebody's gloves off or something like that. I think I seen.
Yeah, there was one play. I forget who he threw it to, but it was.
I think it was Kayshon Boutte, or was it Kawan? But yeah, okay.
It was Kayshon Boutte, and he threw it to him, and it almost looked like he wasn't expecting it. I was like, geez, it was weird. But
It comes off. He has a rocket. He has a cannon. Sports Academy, what's going on? Hey, if y'all just checking me out, make sure you hit the like button on YouTube, Facebook, share the content, Twitter, like the content, share, Instagram, link to wherever you at. Make sure you hit the like button, and especially on YouTube, give me that thumbs up. I appreciate it. Sports Academy, heard CD hold that account. Yep, he waiting for Jerry to pay him, man. And hey, CD gonna be a free agent next year, but I think they gonna pay him though. They're gonna pay CD.
Yeah, I just don't love the way they're handling it at all right now. Even the comments that Jerry Jones is making is weird. But
I saw some comments today. Yeah, there's no CD. I don't think Dak is there next year. We had a Cowboys gone. Was it last week or week before last? We talked about that. I don't think. Yeah, West Coast came on last week. Shout out West Coast Cowboy. But I don't think Dak is there next year. I actually think Dak is gone, maybe to the Las Vegas Raiders. But I think CD would they'll pay CD. There's no way. Milton is a pure athlete. When he throws the ball, he makes it look too easy. The kid is a stud. I agree.
Yeah, he like I said, when you're watching him close up, warm up, he looks like the next best thing. But once you start getting into pads and playing preseason games and joint practices, you'll start to see his flaws come out, which he unfortunately has a lot of in that aspect.
I want to see him in the preseason.
Yeah, I think he'll actually. I think if depending on what the Zappe situation looks like, I think game one, Joe Milton will see a lot of time. I think that'll be a Joe Milton game for sure. I think he'll probably play 2 quarters that game.
Do you think with the Milton and Zappe news, do you think it's just a one-day thing, or do you think he's probably officially already passed him on a depth chart? Because like we just said about right tackle, they've been missing the match, and so maybe tomorrow you're not going to be there or whatnot, but tomorrow maybe Zappe is start back getting the snaps tomorrow. Who knows? So you think it was just a one-day thing, or you think Joe Milton's probably officially already passed Zappe?
So as practice goes on, when they start, doing more competitive drills, the top 2, like May and Brissett, get most of the reps. And then this was day 1. Zappe and Milton would get a couple. They get like 2 each. But towards the end of practice today on, I believe it was 7-on-7, Zappe didn't get a single rep. And Milton got 4. So I would say it might have just been, mixing up. But Zappe wasn't really doing anything at the end of practice. I didn't see him doing like literally anything at all. So, and I agree with moving Milton up in the depth chart. I just think he just brings you so much more, and it was that quick too. So if our fans are noticing it, then the coaches are too. So, I think Zappe's on his way out.
Jamar, yeah, I agree. I think Caden Wallace makes the starting spot. We see what we forget. We got like a little over a month. The season starts September I believe, is it the 12th? I believe. I know it's like the first and second week in September. I think it's the 12th and 6th.
I believe the first Thursday night game is on the 9th, I think.
Right. So we got like almost 2 months. We got like a little over a month, about a month and a half. So a lot of things will be figured out soon, man. Let me see. Yeah, I agree. Okay, we just got there. I was at camp today. Jacoby was a true leader, but Drake looked really good. Sports Academy was there too. Okay, I'm glad he said that. How do you think the Drake made Jacoby said? How do you think that battle went today?
Well, with them, it's not even really like when you think of battle, you think like, oh, they love each other. Like when I was there today, when Jacoby Brissett was when he made that nice throw to KJ Osborne, everyone was chanting QB1. And he told the crowd to stop, and then he pointed at Drake May, which I thought was awesome because he knows that he's not the guy, which I love. And they just get along so well. They're always giving each other high fives. I told you all this yesterday. They just have a great relationship, and it's what you want to see from your rookie quarterback with the guy that you signed to be either a placeholder or just a veteran presence as a backup.
Jacoby Brissett is the perfect guy to sign if you're not going to start a quarterback or if you're just going to bring in somebody that eventually take the spot. Jacoby Brissett he's an ultimate leader, good coach, a good character guy. He's the perfect guy they signed. I don't think nobody else would have been good to sign like that.
I completely agree.
Drake is so focused on. I like what I've seen and what I've heard from Drake May. Like I said, if he can continue with his current trajectory, if he continues to make a play a day like he's been making, I heard he made a play that I think he threw it to Jalen Polk. I think I seen it was like a play action. Yeah, I heard it was nice, man.
It was about it was like a 15-yard play action throw. It was like a 15-yard in. It might have been a post. right in the chest, and I believe it was 11 on 11s, and I think he
It
actually
said he threw it between like two defenders or something like that.
Yeah, it was a really nice throw. He put some zip on it too, because I haven't really seen Drake throw 100% yet, and that one was pretty close to it. It was a really nice throw. And Jalen Polk, we'll get into the receivers in a second because I know that's what everyone wants to hear about. But Jalen Polk so far has been our most consistent receiver so far.
Yeah. And then the thing, he's already getting a run with the first team. Now, Javon Baker, he subbed in and out with the first team on Wednesday, on day one as well. But Jalen Polk has been getting a lot of targets. He's already got the offense down pat. He's playing in the – what is he playing? Is he playing slot or outside?
He's played a little bit of both. I think he's been playing more outside. A lot of curl routes, a lot of outs. The receiver room is really interesting because yesterday we talked about Jalen Reagor, and he had an extremely quiet day today. That's why you kind of can't really overreact about those things. But then Tyquan Thornton kind of had a good day today. He had like 4 or 5 catches in a row. Actually, he was consistently getting open, which is good to see for him. We'll see with Tyquan.
I heard he had a couple nice catches on Gonzalez as well.
He did, yeah, he did. And again, the defensive backs aren't going 100%, but he had his route running looked a little better today. But we'll see with him. I'm obviously rooting for the guy. I want nothing bad for him at all. I want all.
And we need that speed. It's not like we don't need it. We need him because he does bring that speed. Either him or Reagor. I think today he was more impressive than Jalen Reagor. I don't even know if Jalen Reagor was targeted today. That's why I'm saying you cannot. Yeah, you just have to wait on some of these guys, man. I think the wide receiver battle is really going to open up in the preseason because a lot of these guys, they're going to play deep into the fourth quarter because I don't think we have 2 starters right now. You think Pop is probably the slot. And I think if we had to play that game today, I think they'd probably go with the veterans. So probably Juju, Osborne, then Pop, and then Poe, and then everybody up from there, assuming Bourne is on PUP. But if Bourne comes off PUP, he's been on the sideline, which he could come out, but I don't think he's going to start the season up there. It creates a whole nother problem. What have you seen with KJ Osborne?
Again, he's not really doing much. I mean, I think he got targeted. I think once or he did have that one nice rollout play by Brissett. Like I said, it probably would have been a sack, but he created a lot of separation. He was wide open. It was about a 20-yard post right. It was actually a really nice route by KJ. If I had to predict my receiving core right now, I'd actually have Polk as our WR2. He has just looked better consistently than every one of our receivers. I think Pop's still a step above him. Again, he's been limited. Pop did run a lot of drills today, but once they got to the competitive stuff, he kind of stepped aside, took his helmet off. And one player I'm super concerned about that I have not seen anything from, and he's running with the third team, is Kayshon Boutte. I'm really concerned about him. We were all, super happy for him because the Chargers got dropped. I believe Kayshon Boutte has only had 2 targets, and he dropped one from Joe Milton. I'm a little worried about him.
I think he caught one today. I seen on Twitter. He did have one catch today.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about him as of right now. I know, again, 2 days were super early, but Tyquan, Reagor, all those guys at the bottom with him, Juju, they've all looked better than him. So Boutte needs to have a good week next week with pads because I'm a little concerned about how he's performed so far. He's been a little.
You're in mini camp OTAs. He'd go days where you don't hear from him. He have a day where he got like 3 touchdowns. He's all over the place. So maybe that day is tomorrow. Like yesterday, I said that Baker day would be the day. Maybe Kayshon Boutte makes a couple catches tomorrow. Who knows? At practice in the morning. So who knows about this situation? But he needs to step it up because if not, he's not going to be on the roster. He probably get cut. I don't know if he probably makes it to the practice squad. I think somebody will pick him up. But it's critical for Kayshon Boutte.
Yeah, we've been talking about that because he's kind of in that same tier as like 5 other guys at the bottom of our receiving core, and he needs to show that he's a step above them, and he just hasn't. But back to my receiving core rankings right now with Bourne on the PUP. If I had to rank let's just say we'd had 5, 6. Well, I'll give us 6 guys. If I had to do it with 2 days into camp, I'd go Pop, Polk, Baker at the number 3, Osborne, and after that, probably Juju and Reagor right now. Those would be my 6 right now. And then once Bourne comes back, obviously he'll take one of those guys' spots. But those would be my rankings right now.
Sports Academy. It was weird being there, seeing Kraft with Mayo at midfield and no Belichick, but I am so excited about this new leadership. Yeah, me too. Sports Academy. I like it. I think Elliot Wolf has been cooking this off season. The fact, I mean, I know everybody wants to say he hasn't got a number one wide receiver, but hey, he tried. He tried to get Calvin Ridley. He tried to trade back up into the first round, but the Bills didn't want to do it. He tried to get Brendan RU, so he's been trying. He just ain't hit. So you got to keep swinging. I think he's going to hit something soon. Belichick wouldn't did none of that. So I mean, Bill wouldn't have did none of that. So you got to look at what's going on right now. He's trying. You got to give him an A for effort. I think he's trying. I think he keeps swinging. He's gonna hit some. I really believe next offseason really gonna be because I think we want to see what we got right now. It's kind of mixture right now. We want to see what we got. Make sure the offensive line right. Make sure Drake is the guy. And then maybe some of these guys, if they can step up, all you need is that big fish, and they'll be a number one wide receiver in 2025 offseason when you got a whole lot of cap space.
100%. I do think though I'm all for seeing what we have in house right now, but I do think if, like you said, if the opportunity is there, Elliot Wolf's gonna make it. Gerard Mayo said, any player out there that will improve our roster, they're gonna try to get. And obviously, you can go right to the tackle position, right to the receiver position. I wouldn't be surprised if they bring in a David Bakhtiari before the season starts. I wouldn't be surprised if they bring in Stephon Gilmore before the season starts, because he actually had a comment on Christian Gonzalez today. Saw it on Twitter.
What did he say?
I forget. I don't know what he said. I don't know if he was talking about him or what, but I saw something about Christian Gonzalez and Stephon Gilmore. I really think there's a real chance that Stephon Gilmore re-signs with us. And
I think Jonathan Jones has said that Gonzalez reminds him of Gilmore.
Yeah, he does. And Jonathan Jones has had an exceptional camp, by the way. It's been hard to tell about.
I heard him and Marcus Jones. I heard.
Yes, our cornerback room is healthy with Gonzo and Jones and Jonathan Jones on the outside, and then you got Marcus Jones in the middle. Then you got Alex Austin and Marcellus Dial as your
Isaiah
backup.
Bolden.
Isaiah Bolden's looked really good.
Marco Wilson.
Marco Wilson played first team today.
Wow! How did he look? Yeah.
He played a couple first team reps with Gonzalez. Again, I didn't really get a great look at him. I don't think he got targeted, but that is a loaded cornerback room if they all stay healthy. And
it's going to be some tough cuts.
Oh yeah, and then you got guys like Sean Wade.
Yeah.
So you got, I'm drawing a blank on some other people, but that's a deep cornerback room. I don't even know if you can hold that many, but we'll see, man. We'll see.
Let's talk about the running back position. We haven't spoken about it because, right now we can't really talk about it. They ain't got pass on, so you really ain't able to tell much from a run block and run. But I heard they've been doing some running plays. I think yesterday Monte Stevenson broke off something. He looks good. I mean, like he slimmed up a little bit. He looks a little elusive, faster. Number 35 is Fenwick. Yeah. Have you seen anything from him? I know, like I said, I know we can't really answer that right now until probably next week they put the pass on. But Gibson, I think when you talk about that, he was on the NFI list. I think he's still up there, right?
He was there. He was there today with everything on. He just didn't do anything. So he'll be back. Okay. He'll be back next week.
Yeah, he should be back soon. He didn't like he was limping or anything like that. So, and Mayo said it's nothing too serious to us. So I'm not really too worried about that. But the running back position, do you think we should go out and sign a veteran running back, or do you think we should be fine?
So before I get to that, I think Stevenson and Gibson is a great 1-2 punch. I don't really think you need better than that in this year's NFL. Running backs aren't as important as they used to be. Ramondre Stevenson looks really, really elusive and shifty. He had a couple jukes today. He looked like quicker than ever.
He looked slimmer. He slammed down.
He does. And then JaMychal Hasty has looked really good. They did a lot of checkdowns today. And JaMychal Hasty's looked really good. And he also looks really shifty. I think he actually has a chance to make the cut over Kevin Harris. Kevin Harris has been, again, he's not a receiving back, so we're going to have to wait for his time for next week. And I've never really loved Kevin Harris, to be quite honest with you. He hasn't really shown me anything impressive.
He really had the opportunities, man. He got the side. I think he's a good goal line, red zone, like a goal line third down back. Just like a short yardage back, but from South Carolina, I don't think he's had the opportunities though. I like Kevin Harris though, man. I like when we drafted him a couple years ago. I think last year was against Kansas City. He had a big run.
That was a nice run.
Yeah, you remember he had that big run against Arizona because his rookie season when him and so I think he just hasn't had the opportunities.
Yeah, the only reason I say I haven't liked what I've seen because I don't. Yeah, like you said, opportunities. Bill Belichick, for some reason, just didn't play him. Even when Stevenson got hurt, he kind of just played Zeke the entire game. But back to the running back position really quick. Stevenson and Gibson obviously locks. After that, I could see JaMychal Hasty making the cut 100%. I could also see us signing a veteran running back, like you said, just someone that's been floating around. But I think JaMychal Hasty kind of brings you that aspect. And then this kind of goes along with the running backs. Keon White actually had a run stuff today. I believe it was on Kevin Harris. Keon White he looks bigger. He actually looks like he slimmed down a little bit too, but he looks like he put on even more muscle.
Man, he looks mean, man.
Which I didn't even know was possible. I know he's a giant. He actually looks like he's been playing a little bit more on the interior, which I said earlier before training camp started. So
yeah, he looked like somebody I wouldn't want to get mad.
No, oh my god, yeah, no, he's probably one of the biggest guys in the NFL. And then another question I had for you, which I saw today. How do you feel about Devon Godshaw holding in, not putting pads on, just kind of standing up at the sideline?
I think he's overdoing it, man. I think we're overdoing it as a media talking about it. I mean, I think he makes like his position defensive tackle. So he's not going to have 10 sacks or he's not going to have 100 tackles at playing a defensive tackle. A defensive tackle's job is to clog up everything so the linebackers can flow smoothly. And so they can't get so the guards can't get up to your to the linebackers. That's what Devon Godshaw's job is. And he made that post on Twitter. He said a lot of people don't see his impact because if you watch the film, you can tell that you can see the impact that he does have on the game. Mm-hmm. I think Godshaw, I think he's a good player, but I just don't think. I think he's getting paid like $10 million or something right now a season. I think that's good. I think that might be an overpay right there for him right now. I mean, I barely hear his name, but like I said, his position, you're not going to hear like he calls it off his line so your linebackers won't get touched. He's like a big defensive tackle. But I think Judon gets done by the end of the week. I don't think we're going to do anything with Devon Godshaw. I don't think so. I think you can find a defensive tackle to hold up a guard so that linebackers can get to the ball carrier or whatever. I think that's easy to replace. Those guys don't even go high in the draft no more. You don't see defensive tackles go that high in the draft like you used to. So I mean, you can get a decent defensive tackle and undrafted free agency or later on in the draft. So I think he's in a tough spot. I think he's overdoing it.
Yeah, I agree. Jamari said, I see a comment up there. I just want to harp on that real quick.
Yeah, Derek had 100 tackles that defensive tackle last year. Yeah.
We're comparing Devon Godshaw. Derek Brown's a top 5 defensive tackle in the league.
Yeah, he was a top. Yeah, from Auburn, right? Did he go to Auburn?
Yeah. And he's like Devon Godshaw. Like we said, he's a good player. He's nothing more than that. He's nothing less than that. When he's on his game, he does his job. He stuffs the run and he distracts the guards because he's a big guy. And he plays beside Christian Barmore, who takes a lot of attention away. But you can't compare Devon Godshaw to Derek Brown. Derek Brown's an all-pro player. He's I think Derek Brown's a top 5 defensive tackle. I think him Barmore.
And Jamari, good comment, but you basically made my point. You don't see them getting drafted high like that. Derek Brown, he's one. I mean, you can't name a bunch of guys that's been drafted high playing defensive tackle, and it's made a big time impact. And Devon Godshaw, like I think Derek Brown actually he gets sacks and stuff. He's not just he's not just going to clog up the field for the linebackers to get to the ball. He actually gets sacks. He's real productive.
Yeah, because Christian Barmore can get can get to the quarterback too. He can break through sometimes. I think I don't remember how many sacks he had last year. I believe he had I forget. I don't know, but Christian Barmore can get to the quarterback. Devon Godshaw, that's again, like you said, it's not what he's there for. That's not what he does. So they're kind of.
I know he's mid. I'm just saying it's achievable. Okay.
Just saying it's achievable. Yeah, but yeah, Devon Godshaw, he's kind of acting like a superstar with how he's handling this. I don't love it. I think 10 million.
And then like I was saying, like if you start when these players start complaining and holding in whatever they're gonna do, I'm talking about the contract, and you start paying everybody, then everybody else that's contract out, they're gonna start complaining because they think they're gonna start getting paid. So you don't want to set that precedent where, if I make some public comments or if I hold out, they're gonna pay me. Because then the whole team will be doing that. You know what I mean? So you don't want to do that.
100%. And the last thing I'll say about that part is Armon Watts. I would love to see a lot out of him. I think he could fill in for Devon Godshaw. He's actually been getting a lot of reps against the first team. I like that depth signing from Pittsburgh. And like I said, Keon White.
What have you seen from him?
I haven't really seen much. Again, it's hard to judge the defensive tackles because
right now, I think next week could be a defensive tackle week.
Yeah, next week's going to be a lot more of, the boring positions that people don't love. Like right now, it's awesome seeing the receivers and quarterbacks, do their thing because there's not really a lot of pressure. Next week, you're going to be able to start seeing the linebackers, the defensive tackles, the true offensive line and how well they can play. The running backs, how they can split part the C's for the running backs to have holes in the line. So a lot more boring, but, it's stuff that you got to look at if you're really, trying to figure out who's going to make this roster. And I think Armand Watts, if Christian Barmore keeps this up, has a real shot to make this roster and play some significant playing time, along with Daniel Quale, who we talked about before this season, who I also think is a very solid player and can also fill in easily for Devon Godshaw.
Cosette Parker, you guys keep up the good work. I have my Zoom class right now. Appreciate the comment and good luck. If y'all checking me out, once again, hit the like button on YouTube, Facebook, share the content, Twitter, share, LinkedIn, wherever you at, make sure you like, share, and make sure you subscribe to the channel, man. But man, if you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. Let's see, Jamar Memphis. Okay, Devontae, he's all pro player. Yeah, he's doing a bit much on Jamar. Man, I don't see it from him right now. My thing is, you complaining, at least Judon showed up. And Judon's supposed to play for like $6 million this year. At least Judon showed up, and he's been kind of active. I heard he's not complaining about it. But I think something's about to get done with Matthew Judon. I really think that.
I don't usually comment on money, but for a player of Matthew Judon's caliber, $6 million is that. I will say that's a little low. So I do agree with what Matthew Judon's saying, but I still have so much utmost respect for him. He's still going to practice. He's making $4 million almost less than Devon Godshaw. And Matthew Judon is a superior player to him. And he's still showing up. I just that kind of sums it up for me with Godshaw right there. I would love to bring Godshaw back. There's no reason why he wouldn't want to play on that contract. That's plenty for him. He's a good defensive tackle, but I just don't love how he's handling the situation. But with Judon, he's coming to every practice and he's playing in every drill. He's interacting with the crowd. He's talking to all his teammates. He looks ready to go. I think a deal's coming soon.
They said that Kraft came down, talked to Judon today. I don't know if you was different, if you seen that. And then they said that after that, him, Elliott Wolf, and Gerard Mayo, they talked. So that's what I'm hearing. Something's probably going to happen. Really, I think between now and probably by the time they put the pass on, because that's when you really going to tell, hey, what's going on with this contract? Because Judon don't want to get hurt. You put the pass on, you out there participating. You're probably you're going 100%. So I think by Monday, just keep an eye on that, man. We're gonna do a show probably, if not tomorrow. I know we probably gonna do one Sunday, but I think by the time we get back on air, if something's gonna be to happen.
Well, so in the middle of practice, I don't know if this means anything, but Judon kind of disappeared for a little bit, and I was like, could they be talking about a deal right now? Everyone's like, no, he's probably just in the back, but I couldn't find him, and I also couldn't find Mayo for a second either. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but like I said, if a deal is gonna get done, they'll get it done whenever they need to,
Mm-hmm.
So I think
we got like a month and a half, so we got plenty of time. I think something gets done.
I completely agree. It just the vibes of the vibes 2 weeks ago with all the tweets and stuff. I was pretty much prepared to say Judon's leaving, but it's completely the switch is completely flipped, and I think Judon's ready to stay and bring this team back to the promised land.
We need to sign Judon. His leadership alone is worth it. I agree. Well, you're not going to be there tomorrow, whatnot, but I know you're going to be following along. What are you looking forward to tomorrow? Give me a standout player. Give me a standout player prediction and somebody you want to finally see. Like, hey, like wake up, we need you to start get going. Mine is I want to see what Kayshon Boutte can do. I think he needs to come on, and I want to see if Tyquan Thornton can continue his thing. Because what we've seen in the past, he looked like Randy Moss out there for a couple of days, and the next day he's hurt. He's going missing. He's running the wrong route, maybe a drop, something like you don't hear nothing from him. So I want to see if Tyquan Thornton can keep it up. And let's see if I'm just mainly talking about the wide receiver, Jalen Reagor. Can he come back alive? What was that just a one day, a one-off, whatnot? Or is he really like that this year? And then can't think of Javon Baker. You said he had a pretty solid day today. Let's see if he can keep it up. And see if he can get more reps with the first team. And I want to see the offense bounce back. I think it was kind of sluggish today by the offense when I'm here. I want to see if the offense can bounce back today. What are you looking forward to tomorrow?
So, again, no pads. We'll stay away from defense. I'll keep it exciting. Tomorrow, I've seen what I've had to see from all of our receivers. There's been some standouts. Now, I'm not looking for any more breakouts or anything. I've seen what I've had to see. I'm looking for consistency. I'm looking for people to consistently play like we want them to. I'm looking for Jalen Polk to keep up his trajectory he's had. And I'm looking for Javon Baker to keep up his trajectory that he started today. Jalen Polk, like I said, he's been super consistent. And I'm looking for Javon Baker to just be as consistent as Jalen Polk because I believe he absolutely can be. And I want Drake May to keep up this trajectory because he is beating Jacoby Brissett right now. He looks like the starting quarterback on this football team. I'm not saying it's the right move, but we've talked about this a million times. If he's better, you start him, and he has looked better.
So you're saying Drake May looks like the starting quarterback?
He's just Jacoby Brissett's first. The offensive line didn't help him out today, but his first series, I think he started off 0 for 3. I think he got sacked. Drake May has made the safer plays. He knows when to scramble. He knows when to roll out of the pocket. I want Drake May to keep that up.
And he's taking chances too. He's not being because he's taking chances. I think we know what we're going to get from Brissett. Drake May is not. He's taking chances. He's not playing like a. You know what I mean? He's not playing like a. He's not scared to fail.
Yeah, and that's what you have to do in training camp, especially as a young guy. You're not going to be perfect. You're there to practice and try things out. You know, you don't just want to be throwing checkdowns all the time. But if it's there, then you have to. Drake May looks at his first read, looks at his second read, not there. Then he goes to the check down. Sometimes I notice Jacoby Brissett right away kind of just, goes right to the check down, but that's what he is. We know Jacoby Brissett. He's a fundamental quarterback. He's safe. I want Drake May to keep ascending. And, along with Joe Milton, too. I want Joe Milton to make this roster as well. I'd just rather him than Bailey Zappi. So a lot to look forward to tomorrow, but I'm just looking for consistency.
All right, man. We're gonna have it here, man. We won't be live tomorrow. We'll be back live probably Sunday to recap. Friday and Sunday's practice. I think they don't have practice on Saturday, so they got I might go live tomorrow night. So y'all stay tuned. I'll keep y'all posted on that. They got another training camp practice tomorrow, same time. They got one on Sunday. So hey, man, that's gonna be it for us tonight, man. Hopefully some of these players can step back up. Stats, I appreciate it. Oh, I'm gonna say yes, Ken. I want to see Thornton step it up. Agree. Let's see if we can keep it going. Hey, that's gonna be it for us tonight. Like I said, we're gonna be back on Sunday. Stats, anything else you want to say?
Just want to thank you for this opportunity. These opportunities have been awesome. I'm having a blast, just talking Patriots football, man. I can't wait. Season's coming.
We grinding, man. We got to keep it up. We're gonna keep the foot on the gas. We gotta keep that foot on the gas. That's all we got. We gotta keep putting that work in. We coming.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Ken.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody's comment tonight. Hey, make sure if y'all gonna check me out later on, hit that like button, share the content. Comment. Let me know. Let us know what you think about Stats. Comment. Let us know what you think about my comments. Just if you disagree, agree. Let us know, man. Appreciate it. We'll be back on Sunday around about 7:30 p.m. Eastern, man. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one. Go Pats.
Have a good one, guys.